Hello everyone, I am one of the reporters and I will be discussing the continuation of our topic. So, volcanic mountain ranges represent thick segments of crust that form by addition of thick piles of volcanic rocks, generally above a subduction zone. So, in Mindanao, there are four major mountain ranges. First, the Diwata Range, and then the Tago Upper Range, and the Kalatungan Kitanglag Range, and of course, the Daguma Range. The Diwata Range borders the Pacific coast and west of it lies the Valley of Agusam. And Mount Diwata, also locally and officially nicknamed as Diwalwal, is a remote 1,261-meter high-range volcanic mountain and biodiversity area in Davao Region on eastern part of Mindanao Island of the Philippines. Tagaapo Range on the other side forms a parallel ridge to Diwata Range. Located in the area are the Balatucan Mountains, the volcanic peaks of Camiguin, Kimabalin, Kumakata, and the Mount Apo in Davao del Sur, which is also the highest mountain in the country, which is 2,954 meters high to be specific. In Visayas, the most prominent mountain ranges are found across major islands. The islands in the Visayas have the mountainous terrains except Samar and Bohol. Let's proceed to the Kalatungan Kitanglag mountain range, which includes Mount Bitog, Kidongin, and Ragang, which is situated in Lanao provinces. The Daguma Range extends near Sarangani Bay in south. Okay, let's proceed. Volcanoes at the boundaries of the Daguma Range are Mount Bilik, South Cotabato City, and Mount Parker, west of General Santos City. Let's proceed to our... So, how many volcanoes are there in the Philippines? The country has over 50 volcanoes wherein 22 are active. The most active among them are Iraya in Batanes, Pinatubo in Zambales, Taal in Batangas, Banahaw in Quezon, Mayon in Albay, Bulusan in Sorsogon, Canlaon in Negros, Hibok-Hibok in Camiguin, and Makaturing in Lanao, and of course, the Apo in Davao del Sur. Mount Pinatubo, which has been dormant for 611 years, started to emit fumes on April 2, 1991 after a hydrothermal explosion at volcano's crater took place. The most destructive series of eruptions were on June 12 to 15, 1991. Its ashfalls reach as far as Metro Manila, Mindoro, Palawan, and as well as Cambodia to the east, in which it worsens the damage of the ozone layer. Several places in provinces of Zambales, Tarlac, and Pampanga, including Clark Air Base in Angeles City, were filled with pyroclastic flows and lahar. Lahar is the Indonesian term for volcanic mudflow. Devastation to public and private properties were greatly unfavorable, placing these areas under a state of calamity. The lahar deposits along Mount Pinatubo still cascades down the lowlands after heavy rains. These volcanic mudflows are expected to last for years. They continue to defy the billion peso dike built to contain lahar flows. Okay, so let's proceed to Taal Volcano. Taal Volcano is a regular tourist drawer. It is a volcano within a volcano. It is arising from a lake, which is the crater of larger volcano, now extinct. It is a part of chain of volcanoes along the western side of Luzon. Subsequent eruptions between 500,000 and 100,000 years have built up the current Mount Taal, an island known as Volcano Island in the lake. Since 1772, Mount Taal had 33 recorded eruptions, with violent ones occurred in 1749, 1754, 1911, and 1965. So world famous for its near-perfect conical shape, had its first recorded eruption in 1616, and the name was derived from the Bicol word Magayon, which means beautiful. It continually emits a plume of smoke even when it is not erupting. Mount Mayon had a history of at least 47 eruptions. In 1814, it erupted disastrously, destroying 5 towns surrounding its base. During the height of volcano's fury, 1,200 people who took refuge inside the church of the town of Casagua, which is now called Daraga, were killed. Ruins of the church tower solely remain above ground after the tragedy. So let's proceed to Canlaon Volcano. Canlaon Volcano had erupted 6 times in 1985 and thrice in 1986. In the year 1989, it had a minor eruption. Fortunately, this did not cause any destruction. If you wonder why they're so-called hot springs, there are some volcanoes whose hot rocks beneath are being penetrated by groundwater. When the heated underground water reaches the surface, hot springs are formed. The hot springs are used as baths in the houses and resorts around Mount Makiling and Mount Bulusan. Topographic evaluation less than 600 meters in altitude are considered hills. The most popular of these in the country are the Chocolate Hills, with more than 1,000 of them in Bohol. Fun fact, during the dry months of February until May, these dome-shaped limestone hills turn chocolate brown as the grasses wither. Apparently, that is why it was named as Chocolate Hills. Chocolate Hills is one of the geological monuments of the country. The other 4 national geological monuments are Taal Volcano in Batangas, Mount Talban Caves in Rizal Province, Sand Dunes in Ilocos Norte, and of course, the 100 Islands in Pangasinan. The Department of Environment and Natural Resources, or the DENR, Philippine Tourism Authority, or the PTA, and the National Committee on Geological Sciences, or the NCGS, issued the Declaration of National Geological Monuments to highlight the protection of geological structures and features with high specific or aesthetic environmental value. These geological monuments would serve not only as travel destinations in the country, but also as laboratories for geological research. Okay, so let's proceed to large rivers. Large rivers traverse the principal islands of the country, and the Cagayan River is one of the famous among all of the rivers because it is the longest river in the country, and with the length of 513 kilometers. It flows from the Caraballo Mountains near Nueva Ecija or Nueva Vizcaya to Nueva Ecija provincial boundary and proceeds down into the Babuyan Channel in northern Luzon. Other important rivers in the country are Chico River, Abra River, Pampanga River, Bicol River, and Pulangi River, and of course, the Agusan River. Now we have the straits. Between Samar and Leyte is the San Juanito Strait, or also known as the narrowest strait in the world. Laguna de Bay is the largest freshwater lake in the Southeast Asia. Deepest among the Lake of Laguna is Lake Calibato, which is 176 meters deep. This is brought about by low silt inflow from its small watershed area. The downstream flow of the Lake Lanao propelling hydroelectric plants supply around three-fourths of Mindanao's power requirements. In the middle of the tropical blue and emerald green waters of the Tufu Sea and Palawan lies the Tubataha Reef, just one of the sandbars and reefs known for its beautiful dive-sited and marine resources. Seabirds, turtles, giant clams, and other marine animals have been settling in the area. The reef covers an area of 12 miles within the island municipality of Cagayan Silio in Palawan. In August 1987, the reef was declared a national marine park and it gained greater distinction in the international recognition where the UNESCO named Tubataha a World Heritage Site. We also have Boracay. Boracay is the perfect island gateway because it is known for its warm blue waters, powder fine white sand, and a palm fringe for kilometer beach. Located in Aklan province, Boracay is accessible by air from Manila to Cebu. The largest plain in the archipelago is the Central Plain here in Luzon, known as the rice granary of the Philippines. The surrounding greenery yields vegetables, tendrils, sprouts, flowers, and fruits. Among the famous Philippine fruits, we have the lanzones, sweet mango, and the durian, and many more.